Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
Hey, and we're back. I got a big smile on my face because I know how much Tanner loves that intro and listening to it every single day.
Tanner hit him with the intro just has like a different meaning now, and I like it even less.
Yeah, coming soon. Yeah. Inside joke. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm extremely excited about today's guest. As you know, I don't introduce my guest, so I'm going to let her do that herself. But I've been following her online for a long time, and I feel like I know her. But this is the first time we're actually physically getting to see each other in person and chat. So I'm on top of the world right now. So on that note, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
My name is Kyla Mullins. And what am I about? I'm about kindness, and I'm about my son, and I'm about people, and I'm about kids. I love kids.
There we go. Yeah. Those are good things to be about.
Yes.
Okay, so the first time I stumbled upon you was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. You were making, I'm just going to call them YouTube videos. I know you're putting them on Facebook and other social media platforms, but for all intensive purposes, they're YouTube videos. Yes. Why did you start making those? What was your inspiration? And for the people at home who probably or maybe have not seen them, what were they about?
They were about different topics. I did one about drugs. I did one about guys trying to pick up girls and the best lines that I've ever heard. Just about being kind, using your manners. That's a really interesting question. Why did I start doing them?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I just, one time I used to work at the airport Earls. And this man came in and he told me this story about this drug addict that used to work on site with him, and I didn't. The way the situation was handled made me really, really sad in my heart, and I was just like, I want to speak to the world about this. So I was like, how am I going to do this? So I just made a video and put it on YouTube, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
What was your YouTube name?
Yeah. What was the YouTube?
Oh gosh, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Like Elliot said, I do not know. Maybe Kyla. Marie, I don't know. That's so bad, but I forget.
Yeah. Okay, I'll find it. Like, while you're talking, I'll go on my phone. I think I still follow you on YouTube, so it won't be that hard to find. But yeah, you made one. My favorite one that sticks out in my memory was you made a basic white girls video.
Yes.
And like
yes, I did do that one. Yes.
Pumpkin spice and wearing scarves.
Yes.
I was like, this is hilarious. But you were trying to be polite about it. So like maybe like if for the older crowd, they wouldn't have got what you were saying. But if you knew, you kind of knew.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Yes.
Like, so that's how you kicked off. You heard a story and then you just started and then it snowballed from there.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so why did you stop doing it? Because I don't think you do it anymore. I haven't seen any in a while.
I don't. And I got a little bit busy.
Okay, that's fine.
It's
hard.
Yeah, it is. I didn't realize that obviously I wasn't internet famous. But people would be telling me, like, I really like your videos and I love it when you put them up. Mm-hmm. But it was hard just with the consistency.
Yeah.
Like at the time I was going to school, I was working 2 or 3 jobs. And then, I hate to say this, but COVID happened.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got out of the groove, I guess. And
that's
then, right. Right now I went back to school in September and I'm still working 2 or 3 jobs. So sometimes I just don't find the time to do
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like people don't recognize how much effort it takes to, even if the video is only like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes.
The thought process, like, okay, what I'm going to shoot. Okay, what's my storyboard going to look like?
Yes.
Filming time, editing.
Yes.
Like, it's a whole...
Yes.
The whole thing.
It would really suck if we had to do any of that, eh?
Yeah, it would.
I know.
Yeah, I got Tanner for that now. Well, I used to make...
I don't even do that much.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
For 2 years, I made a video a day. 5 days a week, I should say. And, like, to create all of that content daily for 2 years was, like... It was crazy. I loved doing it. It was fun. And it really... It propelled my career as far as, like, the marketing side of the company. But it was tough. And same like yourself, when COVID happened, I'm like, every day, I'm like, what am I going to make a video about today?
Yes.
Like, there's really nothing for me to do. And I didn't think like the people at home, because I was kind of fortunate. A lot of people had it like really tough, and
Yes.
I like financially it was okay. And so what am I going to do? Like, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm eating
Yes.
healthy and I'm working out and
Yes.
I'm like getting great quality time with my son.
Yes.
I'm like, that's going to rub a lot of people
Yes.
the wrong way.
Yes.
So then I figured out, well, let's do the Mac City Morning Show. And now this guy does all the editing behind the camera. So
Yeah, and it is not nearly that hard.
no,
I
now
think
it's coming out.
I think storyboard is like the opposite term of whatever we
Yeah,
do
that's
here.
right.
Like,
Very different.
Our storyboard is blank. You just show up. We write it as we do it.
That's right. So what were you taking in school?
So when I first went, I got my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology.
Okay.
Went to Carleton University in
Nice.
Ottawa, and I did it all online.
Okay.
And then currently I am working at a preschool, starting place preschool.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my level 2 for working in a daycare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you from Ottawa?
So kind of. I was born in a small town called Smith Falls. It's 45 minutes away from Ottawa.
Okay.
So I was born there. Then my parents, because my dad is from PEI, they moved back to PEI and actually lived on PEI for 18 years. Then
Okay.
So when I
Sweet.
yeah, and then I moved. Yeah, and then I moved from PEI back to Ontario.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced, but I was older. I was like 18 or 19,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was in Smith Falls for 3 or 4, 5 years, and then I came up here, and I've been up here for 13 years.
Been in Fort McMurray 13 years. What brought you to Fort McMurray?
My dad.
Okay, your dad got a job here and you came with, or how does this all work?
So my dad was up here, so he owned his own painting business in PEI.
Okay.
And the story with him is he said it wasn't doing so well, so he had a friend out here, maybe a relative, I can't remember, and he was like, I'm going to go out to Fort McMurray and I'm going to start painting out there.
Right.
And it was back when the boom was going on, so he just did well.
Mm-hmm.
And he just decided to stay, and then he asked me, oh, you need to come up for 3 months, you'll make all this money. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably like an embarrassing story, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
so I
We
came
love
up,
those here.
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah,
I came-
absolutely.
So I did come for 3 months. I worked at Earl's,
Okay.
and I met a guy.
Yeah.
He's from Texas. So I'm like, we didn't date for that long.
Right.
But I said, I was young, early 20s. Like, oh, I'm going to move up here for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up here to be permanently. I went home to get my stuff,
Yeah.
and I came back up here, and I was like talking to him when I was in Ontario, and then he was working on Sig Crude site.
Yeah.
And he got a speeding ticket, so he got banned from site. So they shipped him back to Texas, but he didn't tell me.
Oh,
So
no.
Came out here with all my stuff. I'm trying to get a hold of him, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And then,
No way.
yeah, it's embarrassing, but it did happen.
It's a great story.
It is. And then, fortunately, like, we didn't date for that long, so it wasn't like that bad. But since I had already brought my stuff out here, my dad was here. I was like, whatever, I'll just stay.
You moved all the way out here, but you didn't date that long, so not that bad.
No.
Yeah, it was a major heartbreak. That's a great story. That's a good one. Hey, listen, I truly believe life is just a combination of stories. And the more stories you can accumulate, well, the more interesting and like fun your life is going to be.
Yeah.
If everything just went according to plan, be kind of a boring life.
I don't know. It depends how cool that plan is.
Yeah, I guess so. But no, that's cool. That's a very unique story for coming up to Fort McMurray.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to this guy that
yeah.
went back to Texas?
We're actually Facebook friends.
Okay,
Now. We talk
okay.
sometimes.
That's hilarious.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome. So you're working at Earl's, bar or restaurant side, Fuel or Earl's?
I was doing the restaurant side,
Okay.
and then so like 2 months later, I met this other gentleman,
Yeah.
and so we kind of started seeing each other,
Mm-hmm.
and then so we broke it off,
Yeah.
and then after like a couple weeks, I found I was pregnant.
Okay.
So then I had Ethan, that's my son. Him and I did actually try dating after I like found out I was pregnant,
Right.
but it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And Ethan's kind of part of the reason that I stay up here,
Mm-hmm.
just because this is what he knows. This is where his
home for
friends
him.
are. It's his
That's
home.
right. Yeah.
And then my mom and her new husband, they ended up moving out here. And then my two brothers moved out here. My sister tried; she didn't like it,
Right.
so she moved. So, and then my one brother, he did recently move to BC, but my other brother actually met someone here and got married, so he has a family here.
Okay, good. So,
So-
you got like the family circle here to help support you and your kid.
So this
Get
is
to know his
it.
uncles, grandparents,
Yeah.
everybody. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
So you're telling me that like that basically that one dude in Texas started a dominoes effect
Yes, like
to
you
Yeah.
get
did.
your
I loved,
whole family
I did,
here.
and I loved
Yeah.
how you said about the stories because I was like, that's what made me think about how
Yeah.
a couple months later I ended up getting pregnant, and then here I am.
there you are, and
Yeah.
everybody's here with you.
Yeah.
That's
So thanks, random dude from Texas.
yeah, exactly.
Armando.
Yeah,
Thanks, Armando.
Shout out Armando.
Hopefully, he watches the show.
I know.
How random would that be?
You're definitely gonna have to send him this now,
Yeah, that's
since you still talk to him on Facebook and all.
Yeah, yeah. That's so funny. Okay, so now that everybody's here, you're like you just outlined some siblings. There's 4 of you. Where do you
Correct.
fall within that mix?
I'm the oldest.
You're the eldest of all of them.
Yes.
Okay, so they followed their big sister out here.
They did. Well, you know what? I hope they watch this and hear you saying that because
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what they would say, but yes.
You should make a shirt that just says trendsetter.
Yes.
And just like
Yes.
at Christmas time and like family holidays, just like I'm just saying.
We gotta get it on the Mag City merch shop.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, make the
Oh.
trendsetter. That'd be hilarious.
And you know what? Actually, so my one cousin from PI, he moved out here too.
Mm-hmm.
He just moved here a couple years ago, and then his brother moved out here in August or September. So everybody's here. You're right. This
Yeah.
is because of me. You're welcome, guys.
That's right. Exactly. Look at your bank accounts.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's hilarious. So when you're in PI, we had a guest earlier today that was from PI. I've been to PI tons. I love PI.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What part of
So
PI did you live?
interesting. So right when you get off the bridge, there's a little town called Borden Carlton, and that is where I am from.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And you like grew up there for most of your formative. You said 18
Yeah.
years. Okay. I've only had the pleasure of going there in the summer, spring, fall. I've never experienced a PEI winter. I hear they're pretty brutal in regards to the snow.
Well, okay, so actually just talking to someone about this the other day.
Yeah.
So it was because it would snow, we get snowed in. They'd have snow days, like legitimately shut down everything.
That's right.
So then we moved, my family, minus my dad, we moved to Ontario.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to high school there because I was too old, but my brothers and sisters did.
Yeah.
So they'd have bad weather,
Yeah.
but
No snow days.
the high schools would still be open.
That's right.
And
You got ripped
everybody's
off.
going to work. And
right.
it was like I know this sounds like almost ridiculous, but it was a culture shock to us. Like,
Yeah.
why are we driving on the roads? Like, what is going on? Then we furthered it and came to Alberta.
Yeah. No such thing. No such thing as a snow
Like-
day.
The snow. I had one snow day through my entire high school,
Oh, did
Right.
you?
and it
Yes,
was
I remember.
optional. Like it wasn't even like no, don't come to school. It was like you don't have to send your kids, but if you do, we'll still watch
That's
them.
right.
And I lived a block away from the school, so my
Right.
mom was like, "Have fun."
There was one time, and I was an adult at like there was one time in Fort McMurray's history where what happened was, and you probably were in school for this.
Yeah.
It was late into the spring, and it snowed like a huge snow dump. And most of the time it snows in Fort McMurray, like whatever, the plows get out, you can go. But it had been summer for so many weeks and or months that the municipality had sent away all of their snow removal gear. So they didn't have it in. They was all like parked up. So literally they couldn't clear the streets.
And
Yes.
it was snowing so hard that it was white out.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, like you
But
couldn't. But
They couldn't close the schools. The schools had to stay open just in case some people still went. The buildings had to remain
Right,
open.
right.
So it was an optional. But like I remember people were on their skidoos and stuff, just like dropping kids off to work, like
What?
whatever.
I missed that
Yeah,
one.
it was crazy. I forget what year that was. That must have been I graduated in 2001. I was working at the time, so that must have been around 2006, 2007.
yeah, yeah, that makes
around that
sense.
year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you would have totally still
Yeah,
been in
because I
school.
was in elementary school, and my elementary school is like literally I could see it from my back gate.
Yeah.
And so my mom was like, "Yeah, I know you can't see the school, but you know the directions, so
Yeah,
just walk
make
that
it.
way." Yeah, make
But
it.
yeah, we never had snow days, and you'd watch it on TV, and they'd be like, "Yeah, snow day," and it'd be like -50 outside. I'm like, "Snow day?" My mom's like, "Get outside, you
Yeah,
idiot."
I'm like so flabbergasted by that. I actually like, maybe because it was the way I was raised, but actually, if it is too cold, I will let Ethan stay home.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna.
Yeah, he gets his built-in snow days with his mom.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, -40. My mom did not care.
Oh, didn't care. So listen, we have this segment on the show called the Mac City Minute. It's Tanner's segment where he's going to ask you some questions. I don't know what he's going to ask you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank
Tanner,
you.
hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1. What has been the most interesting story you have from your time being a server?
Oh, what is the most interesting? That's a good question. Okay, you know what? Actually, this was actually in one of my YouTube videos. This did not happen to me. This happened to one of my friends. So she was bartending. We were in the, working at the airport Earls, and this man had a crush on her, which was fine. That's cool. But he had already bought his plane ticket, and he just wanted to like whisk her away with him, but she wasn't interested. And he went up to her and he was like talking to me like, is she single? Like, what can I do to change her mind? Like, man, I think she's pretty set. I think you just get on your plane and kind of, and he was like, you know what? I wish I could remember the quote. I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it was something like, the mountain didn't go to Muhammad. Muhammad went to the mountain.
Okay.
And then he approached her and was like, I would like you to get on this plane with me right now. This was her reply. She said, oh, I've got school. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
That's how she turned him down. I've got school. Like, okay, cool. But she was in her 20s. She was going to Kano, so she wasn't lying.
Yeah.
But it was...
She didn't get whisked away on a plane.
No.
I wish somebody would buy me a plane ticket.
Yeah,
I knew, like...
it never happens to me.
Yeah, I would have said yes. Thanks. Let's go. Where are we going?
Absolutely, yeah. You can whisk me anywhere you want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I have one more. Sorry.
No, sorry.
One time I worked at Earl's and they used to make us polish the wine glasses when we were in the dining room. So I had these guys that came in and they kept trying to tell me they knew me. And I said, I don't know you. Maybe I have served you, but I apologize. I don't remember.
Right.
And they whipped out their phones and they had taken pictures of me polishing the wine glasses.
Creepy.
That was
Creepy and also very like ballsy to just
Yeah.
then show the person. You're like, hey, I took creepy pictures of you one time. Check
That's
it
right.
out.
Yeah, they could be applauded for their like boldness, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah, the bravado.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say creepy though. Good
Yeah,
stories.
no, 100%. Question number 2. What is your favorite part of working with children at the start of their education?
My favorite part is how they greet me and how innocent they are and how, for the most part, they're always so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's my favorite part. And they get so excited about everything. Like, what color shirt are you wearing? It's pink! Like, I love it!
Question number 3. What was your first reaction when you first got to Fort McMurray?
Do I have to be honest?
You don't
Yes.
have to, but it always helps.
So, it's 2008. Back when they had that little small airport,
Right.
I'm on this little plane. I'm flying into trees, and I was like, literally, what the beep? Just in case my mom watches this, what the beep am
Yeah.
I getting it? Where am I going? Like, what is this? Thanks a lot, Dad.
Yeah.
Like, but
Facts.
a job here? Probably not.
Yeah.
And that was, but nobody's going to be mad because that was your reaction 13 years ago.
That is true.
And you stuck around.
Yeah, so
I
you,
love that.
you're still here. So like,
You're so
and
awesome.
most people came here and had that reaction, so it's okay.
My mom came here in 1976, give or
wow.
take, and my mom and my dad. But he was here actually a few months before. Regardless, the airport back then was just a trailer.
So was the hospital.
Yeah, and like the highway coming in and out of Fort McMurray was like 2-lane dirt road. It wasn't even paved. And like my mother and father are from South America, Guyana, and so they're used to like tropical weather. And so they had lived in Toronto for a little while first, but she came to Fort Mac in like December, and she's like the temperature, and she had the same choice words you probably used. So yeah, it's when you fly in, it's not for everybody. But then you know what? I think your story, like my mother's, is a very common one. You were thinking like, what the hell am I getting into? And then fast forward 13 years later, like, man, I love this place.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Nice.
Question number 4. How has raising your child in Fort McMurray helped you appreciate the town?
Oh, that is good.
Tanner, he comes with the heat.
There is a lot of opportunity for him. I don't really have a lot to compare it to, obviously, because this is the only place I've ever raised a child. But he goes to Holy Trinity.
Oh yeah,
That
opportunity's crazy.
school is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
He's very artsy, and
Yeah.
it like supports him 100%. It's so great.
Yeah.
I came from a very small town, but he doesn't know the difference to him. This is a small town.
Right.
But I like the smallness of it. And I do know a lot of people, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good sense of community.
Yeah.
There you go.
And your final question. What is your favorite part of having your family follow you out to Fort McMurray?
I really hope they watch this. So to be 100% honest with you, I do work with kids. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this. The pay is not the greatest, but I love it.
You don't have to say that. Everybody knows that about teachers.
Okay. So, but if my family wasn't out here and wasn't as supportive as they were, I actually would not be able to pursue that dream.
Yeah. There we go.
So that would be my biggest thing. Like, I'm so happy that you guys followed me out there. And I love that we're like a very close family. So it's nice that we get to spend all the time together. Sometimes we like each other, sometimes we don't. But
Yeah. That's called being a family.
yeah.
Those have been your 5 questions.
There you go. Good
Thank
job,
you.
Tanner. Hey, listen, we burned through our 20 minutes. I know we already went over the 20 minutes. So sorry, not sorry at home. But before we cut you loose today, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you got the mics, the cameras, the lights are on you. Have fun.
You're caught me off guard. What do I?
Shameless shout out or plug. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or say hi to, promote anything?
We've had people shout out their cars, their cats, their moms,
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my
Their
goodness.
jobs. You name
themselves.
it. Yeah, that one was a good one.
Who would I want? You know what? I'm going to shout out to Mitch Mullins and Cynthia Cometti. That's my mom and dad, because I love them and they help me out so much. And I'm going to give it a shout out. I purposely wore this sweater because it's my favorite sweater. It says
Okay.
Cultivate Kindness. So I encourage everybody to do that. And this also came from my brother. So, how could I forget? I would like to give a shout out to my son, Ethan.
There
And
you go.
He's going to be super jealous. I actually didn't tell anybody that you asked me to be on the show. So when they see it, they'll be like-
Nice. It's
Yeah.
a
Tell 'em to come
surprise.
on.
yeah, my mom thinks I'm still working, so I was like, I'm going to surprise them.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, listen, please come back again and again. Obviously, we burned through the 20 minutes. There's so much more that we can talk about.
Yes.
So I'm super pumped that we finally got to meet. So
Yes, me
thank you for
too.
coming.
Thank you for having us. Such an honor.
Yeah, and be a returning guest.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Thank you. All right. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.